Hey, what's up, guys? Joining you from the inside of the 2024 A6 Audi A6 45 TFSI. Um, Driving the car drives very similar to my 23. I picked up my 23 in February, and I picked it up late, right? 24s were already out, probably sometime in August, September of 23. So my car sat there for a while. Brand new car, but it got a good discount, so I picked it up. I'm really enjoying, but there are a few things I had to take it in for warranty. Had some scratches here on this Quattro panel, the interior piano black trim, so they're gonna replace that. Steering wheel had some scratches on delivery. Beautiful steering wheel with the leather, but those scratch marks really, you can feel them when you're turning the vehicle. So I just wanted to enjoy the experience and get that fixed. And then I had a rattle on the speaker grill, and then some very just minor electronic bugs. Hopefully they'll be able to figure out and look at my SOS activated and deactivated on its own, and the car started coming to a slow. It was really strange, but so anyway, the car's in. They gave me a Mythos Black 24 A6 A6 45 TFSI for the rental, and I'm glad because I can see there's any differences in the model years. And I know on the exterior there's some very minor details, and I'll show them to you. And on the interior, on the infotainment stack, it actually is similar on the bottom piece, but the top has changed a little bit. If you look at the panels, they're different now. So you have this 3-panel, looks a little bit different. I will tell you, I do prefer mine. This may have a better functionality, and unfortunately I do not 100% understand the functionality, but we can go through it. Here's settings. So if you select it, take you to settings, right? So I think they just made a few more options on here to quickly access them, versus the favorite tab, which used to be, well, it's still down there, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it has more functionality. It looks like Alexa sign in. Here's your Android Auto media player if you sign in, or Apple Play. And then just some other things. You have, your store and all that. But then if you scroll, I didn't see any differences really in this part. But like I said, this has changed. And if you look at the information cluster, right, now your gas mileage is in the section of the RPM meter. I can't remember the name, if you call it the odometer, or it's the tachometer. So your gas mileage in the middle of the tachometer, which I think makes sense, right? It reduces the amount of screens and scrolls you have, but everything else pretty much remains the same, it looks like. And then your views, like I said, they pretty much remain the same. Now, what's a little bit different too is this assisted, or where they give you the feature for the lane assist, the auto assist. That graphics changed a little bit. But other than that, there's not really a lot of change in this. Besides this one, right, you see again, the tachometer above it is the mileage. And then everything else looks pretty much the same. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys so you could see some of the changes that have occurred, which are not much, which is always a good thing, right? Worst thing you can do is buy a car and then they absolutely change it up, and you're disappointed. You're like, oh, I have to get the new one. So good deal. Let me share some of the outside features with you on the changes, and One thing I'll say, guys, I forgot to include this. This vehicle doesn't have the executive package, and doesn't have the B&O system. And I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of critical of the B&O system. But being in this with the stock system, it doesn't have the tweeters mounted on the pillars, and doesn't have the speaker set up, and obviously isn't the B&O system. It sounds clean and good, but is definitely lacking the clarity and the sound of the B&O system. So I'll say I was critical about it, but now being in this, I understand it is a premier system and sounds a lot better. This is also missing the ambient lights at night, which I'll be honest with you, I'm a huge fan of. I love the ambience set by it. So and this doesn't have the trunk, which is automatically activated by the button, which is very minor. But I would encourage you to get the executive package if you have an option. It's definitely well worth it. All right, so at the front of this Audi, if you look at it, the A6, first thing you notice is the grille. That's changed from the 23, 19 to the 23, and so it's a different grille setup. I will tell you from pictures it looks pretty good, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had an opportunity to buy the 24 instead. Looking at it in person, I'll be honest with you, I do not like it one iota. But it doesn't look bad, but I'm not a fan of it, and I actually prefer the 23 with the horizontal slats on it. To me, it looks a lot better. But I'll give you a spin of the vehicle. This one is in Mythos Black with the black optics package. The paint is beautiful. It has a lot of green, red, purple, yellow flakes in it. And I'll be honest with you, I really prefer this paint color over my Floret Silver. And the reason I say this is I'm just a big fan of this color. And especially this metallic flake. I had a 2006 GTO back in the day, and it was Phantom Black Metallic. It was one of the most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Well, I got in an accident and they repainted it, and they used the wrong color mix. So it had actually this color, which is Mythos Black with the metallic flake, but it is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous color. And this has the black optics package, just pops. Some people would say tint the windows. I can't, it's a rental, but yes, would look tremendous with that. I will tell you, I do like the bicolored wheels. I wouldn't black them out because it gives a nice contrast. I think too much black would not look good on this car, but in this setup, I think it looks beautiful.